Hello everyone. Now we'll see what is smoke testing and sanity testing. Guys, if you have not gone through testing techniques part 1, I have given the link in the description. You just go through testing techniques part 1, then you can come back here and you just explore what is smoke testing and sanity testing. Guys, in smoke testing and sanity testing, I have seen there are a lot of confusions in smoke and sanity testing. So let's give you more clarity on smoke and sanity testing so that you will get to know the exact difference of what is smoke testing and what is sanity testing. Right. Now, what is smoke testing? Guys, if you see here, smoke testing is also known as build verification testing or build acceptance testing. What is mean by build? Build is nothing but software. Okay. Is a type of software testing that serves as a preliminary check to determine whether the software build is stable and ready for more in-depth testing. Guys, where we do in-depth testing? We do in-depth testing at system level, correct? It is called as subset of acceptance testing. This you have to remember to get the actual difference between smoke and sanity. So it is called as subset of acceptance testing. Guys, here we are accepting the software. Okay, we just need to accept the software. How we are accepting the software? Before we perform in-deep testing, which means before we perform system level testing, we need to accept the software. This acceptance can be done through smoke testing. Now, smoke testing for lane keeping assistance. I have taken an example of smoke testing for lane keeping assistance. Okay, guys, before going here, see, normally we have integration testing here, correct? Integration. Now, after integration, we do system level testing. Guys, you know, right? In system level testing, we do deep level of testing, like we do like regressions, we do retests, and also we do there are a lot of functional testings we do here, right? By giving valid input, invalid input. Okay, so now guys, what we have to do before the software here, the integration testing team gives us the integrated software, right? Here we will be having the integrated software, guys. Before this software comes to the system testing team, there is a different team who do the smoke testing. Okay, what they do, guys, they take the software first and they first check the core functionalities of the software is working fine or not. They don't do in-depth testing. They don't do in-depth testing. They just check whether core functionalities are working properly or not. Let's assume you are testing the lane keeping assistance in a system level. Okay. Now, the smoke testing, you have to accept this lane keeping assistance software. How do you accept? First, you should get smoke testing reports. Okay, what will be mentioned in the smoke testing reports, that we'll see. The purpose of smoke testing for LKA is to quickly verify the essential functionalities related to lane keeping are working as expected after a new software build or significant changes have been made to the LKA system. Okay, guys, now in LKA, what you do in system level, you check whether the LKA is getting activated or not, right? And also you need to check how the steering wheel adjustments are happening or not. And also you will do in curvy roads how lane keeping assistance is working. Okay, so you give different scenarios, right? In sunlight, how lane keeping system is working, or in night, how lane keeping system is working, and in different environmental conditions, like in rainy environment, how the lane keeping assistance is working. All these things you do in the system level. Okay, but before you get the software to system testing, before you do testing for all these functionalities, smoke testing people, what they does, see the test cases for smoke testing. See, you need software of lane keeping assistance to do in-deep testing. Now, smoke testing people will check whether lane keeping assistance is getting activated or not. Now, lane detection is happening properly or not. Okay, now lane keeping assistance. Test the core functionality of lane keeping system which assist in keeping vehicle within the detected lanes. So if you are going on the straight load, your vehicle is going in the middle of both the lanes or not. Okay, that will be checked. They do only these core functionalities. See, if you want to check the lane keeping assistance in curvy roads, if you want to validate the lane keeping assistance in curvy roads, first lane keeping assistance should be activated, right? And you can make it activate and you can make it deactivate. Let's say, for example, after integration testing, you have received the software. Okay, there is no smoke testing done. Now you have found a bug saying that your lane keeping assistance itself is not getting activated. Then what deeper level testing you do here? You can't do anything, right? So that to ensure that all the core functionalities are working properly, then system testing team will proceed in doing the deeper level testing. Okay. So in smoke testing, they check core functionalities of that particular feature is working properly or not. That will be validating in smoke testing. Okay, now let's say if you have in system level testing, if you have some 100 test cases which covers valid inputs, invalid inputs, okay, and which covers the testing this particular lane keeping assistance in curvy roads and different road conditions. These 100 test cases will be having all this information, but the smoke testing test cases will be having very less, like they will be having 5 to 10 test cases in their hand to check the core functionality of the system. To do all these deeper level testing, the lane keeping assistance is functioning properly or not. Core functionalities like activation, deactivation, is it detecting the lanes, the lane keeping assistance is working properly or not. Let's say to validate the curvy roads, lane keeping assistance in curvy roads, if your lane keeping assistant itself is not detecting the lanes, then how you validate this scenario? You can't do it, right? So that the smoke testing people will do the core functionality testing before the software goes to the system level people. If they find any issues in smoke testing, they'll reject that particular software. They don't accept the software to move the software to the system testing team. Okay, so that is how the smoke testing can be done. Okay, this is the information of smoke testing. Let's see what is sanity testing. Guys, as I said, it is a subset of acceptance testing. Here we are accepting the software. Here we are accepting the software, whether the software is proper software or it is not a proper software. That we are validating in smoke testing. Now, when it comes to sanity testing, it is a subset of regression testing. Guys, you know, right? What you do in regression testing. As I have explained in testing techniques part 1, okay, the regression testing means after bug fix, we'll check this bug fix has affected any other functionalities or not, right? That is what the regression testing. So the sanity testing is a subset of regression testing. Okay, let's move ahead. Sanity testing is performed to ensure that code changes that are made working properly or not. So if you have done any code changes for any of the functionalities in that particular feature, they only check those code changes are working properly or not. Okay, so if you have raised a bug, they'll test that particular bug has been properly fixed or not, and the functionalities of that particular feature is working properly or not, right? Now see, sanity testing is generally performed on a build where the production deployment is required immediately, like a critical bug fix. Let's assume, guys, what they are saying is, see, here I have given with an example where a critical bug is found in production phase and an urgent fix is required. Guys, what is production phase? You have released the vehicle into the market, or you have released your product into the market. Okay, so it is about to go to the production environment, right? Now, where a critical bug is found in the production phase and an urgent fix is required. Okay, see, you did system testing. You have missed verifying one particular bug and it has been produced again in the production level. Okay, now what will happen? Bug fix urgency. In case where a critical bug is identified in the production environment, there might be a need of rapid response to address this issue promptly. Okay, now the product is at production level. There they have faced an issue. Okay, that issue needs to be fixed immediately and we need to deliver this software as soon as possible. We don't have more time gap. Okay, so the issue has been raised in production environment. This issue has to be fixed as soon as possible. There is no time delay here, right? Now, where the critical bug is identified in the production environment, there might be need of rapid response to address the issue. Okay, limited time for testing. Given the urgency, there may not be sufficient time to conduct comprehensive testing. Instead, the focus is on quickly verifying that the critical bug has been fixed and that core functionalities related to the bug are working as expected. Guys, in sanity testing, again, we don't do any deeper level testing. The product is there at production environment. They have raised an issue. We have only limited time for testing. So you don't have much time to perform deeper level testing here. What they do, once after fixing the bug, they verify the bug is fixed properly or not, and they will verify the core functionalities related to the bug are working as expected or not. Okay, so in lane keeping assistance, let's assume the steering adjustments has not been implemented properly. So already your product has went to the production phase. Now what they do the bug fix, and again after doing the bug fix, they check the core functionalities of that particular LKA system. Again, before they give the product to the production department, they check whether the LKS is getting activated or not. Okay, lane keeping assistance is getting activated or not, and how it is detecting the lanes. Okay, it detecting the lanes properly or not, because this bug fix should not affect the other functionalities. That's why we called it as a, it is subset of regression testing. Okay, so lane detection is happening properly or not. Now if it detects any lanes and if your vehicle is moving on to right lane or left lane, the steering adjustments are happening properly or not, only that they'll check. They'll give the product to the production environment. Now here they won't be having time to check the curvy roads, how the lane keeping assistance is working in curvy roads and all these, all things they don't check. Okay, so in sanity testing in production department, if any issues raised, if there is a limited time for the testing and there is a bug fix urgency, then immediately the bug has to be fixed. After fixing the bug, you don't be having time to verify all the functionalities from the beginning, so that as you have a limited time, what you do, you just verify whether the core functionalities of that particular LKA system and the core functionalities related to that bug are working as expected or not. That is called as sanity testing. Now, what is the difference you found in smoke testing and sanity testing? The smoke testing, here also we test the core functionalities of the system. But before we take our software to the system level testing, before we do in-deep testing for our software, we check whether actual core functionalities are working properly or not. If actual core functionalities are working properly, then we accept that particular software from the integration team and we will give it to the system testing team, so that the core functionalities of the software is working properly. Now it is approved to go for in-deep testing. Okay, now what is sanity testing? Now in sanity testing, we did smoke testing, we did system level testing, okay, and acceptance testing, everything is done. Now we are moving this particular product to the production environment. Before moving the product, we have found a critical issue. Now the critical issue has to be fixed, and related to that particular critical issue, we need to check all the core functionalities are working properly or not. That is called as sanity testing. So sanity testing is the last phase of testing. Okay, and smoke testing we do before we give that particular software to the system testing team to accept that particular software. Okay, this is the actual difference between smoke testing and sanity testing. Okay guys, this is the testing techniques part. Okay, now guys, in next video I'll be explaining you the test case design techniques. Okay, so in next video we'll see what are all the test case design techniques. Okay, how we have to design the test cases, everything I'll explain you in the next video. Take care, until then, bye bye.